In the studio with me is a person who in a sense is a cop on the beat for the issue. She's the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, Kate Jenkins. Good morning.
Good morning.
Don Burke, if the allegations are true, is he guilty of something?
So, you imagine I know nothing about the Don Burke situation or the allegations, but what I do know is in this country, sexual harassment is unlawful and it is simply unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature where someone would reasonably be offended, humiliated or intimidated. I think the recent focus, and you talked about the Weinstein effect in the US, is that we've started having a global conversation about what is happening in our workplaces. We're talking in the media industry, but actually I know in Australia the stats tell us when we do research that a significant number of people are experiencing sexual harassment. So the ABS just in the last few weeks released their results of their personal safety survey and it found that 1 in 2 women have been sexually harassed in their
50%
lifetime.
50% of women?
50%.
Oh, but that's not in the workplace necessarily.
No, that's everywhere. But what I think it tells us is there is a certain degree of tolerance and, an acceptance that this stuff happens, which then means when it's really inappropriate and affecting people, I think people don't know when to speak up or are fearful to speak up.
You're beginning a survey, national survey into sexual harassment. How will that at work? How will that operate?
Yep, we do. We'll survey 2,000 people by phone and online. It starts at the start of next year and it looks specifically at workplace. We have done 3 prior surveys, so our last one was 2012. So I think the timing is fantastic to get a sense of what is going on in Australian workplaces. And I'm not optimistic that our results will be an improvement on 2012, but I am optimistic that the conversations that we're having are beginning to say sexual harassment isn't okay and we're going to change.
So how significant were the figures in 2012? What level of the workplace had been harassed?
Yeah, so in 2012, there was something like 1 in 4 women had been harassed in the last 5 years, and 1 in 5 who had been harassed were not confident to raise a complaint. So it's important to both reduce the sexual harassment but create that environment where people could speak up, as you described, to say to someone, actually, that's not okay.
I'd expect it to be worse than 1 in 4 now, wouldn't you? That are willing to declare it.
Yeah, that may well be true. That may well be true.
I saw a young man the other day who said there was a woman in his workplace who was in tears. He wanted to comfort her and went to hug her and it backed away. Should he?
Yeah. I think you don't have to hug people to comfort them, but I think it's really good that he saw someone.
It's an instinctive thing to do, though, if you see somebody in tears.
Yeah. And if she's okay with that, I mean,
you don't know.
I've been in that scenario and said, kind of, would you like a hug? But usually speaking, you don't know. But I think people are really decent, respectful to each other, and mostly work colleagues get along well.